Hey guys, welcome to Hargrove High Performance. Today we're talking vertical leap. So we're going to have a look at 3 different methods that we're going to use to improve your vertical leap, particularly for field-based athletes. The first thing that's very important is that we rotate between these 3 techniques. The main thing with vertical leap is that we're avoiding the plateau. So it's important every 3-4 weeks, if we feel like we're getting to the point where we're maximizing our output in terms of what we're getting from these exercises, we've got to change to the next one. So pay attention to these 3 different techniques and watch your vertical leap improve. Okay, technique number 1 for vertical leap. We want to perform our Olympic lifting variation. So if you're confident enough to complete a clean or a snatch, complete the full version. But the most important thing we want to work into is getting triple extension. So the action we perform when we jump is we get triple flexion when we come down, when we drive through. Hips, knees, and ankles are all extended coming through. So if we perform this exercise, it needs to be done with acceleration, so moving faster, but controlled, nice and strong. That allows us to get that same pattern in as we would when we're jumping, but we're doing so under load. So keep the reps low, anywhere from 1 to 4 repetitions with high rest periods. For your jumping power, we've got to make sure between 2 to 5 minutes rest we want to have between your sets. So technique number 2 to increase our vertical leap is going to be our loaded box jump. So 2 things. The load that we work our way through is going to be able to potentiate or increase a higher muscle recruitment. When we release the weights, cool, the muscles are loaded, which will allow us to get a bigger spring or bigger transfer of force through that jump pattern. The second thing is the box. So be careful when we choose the box height, but it's always good to have something to force the body to work up against to allow us to get a greater height from that release. Our third and final technique that we're going to use for our vertical leap training is a contrast training. So when we do contrast training, what we're going to do is we're going to pair a heavy strength exercise with an unloaded jump, a little bit of rest in between, which again will allow us to potentiate the nervous system to get more output than what we would usually get for our maximum effort for our jumping. So here we'll perform just heavy back squat. Cool, we come back nice and strong. Set up, just have to accelerate, doesn't have to be really fast down and up. Again, the aim is to move relatively quick, but we don't have to be moving fast. For beginner athletes, you have anywhere from about 30 seconds to a minute rest before your paired jump. For advanced, you anywhere up to 2 to 4 minutes between. We'll do the same thing, in and out as high as we can, and then catch nice and strong. You'll complete your unloaded jumps for 2 reps. Okay guys, so then we have 3 different techniques that need to be used not together, but across different phases of your block. So generally we're working about 4 weeks of the same exercise or same pattern, progressively overloading, and then you'll change it up to use a different technique. So 2 common mistakes that we want to try and avoid when we're doing our vertical leap training. The number 1 is a plateau. So as I've already mentioned, make sure that you are changing your exercises before you are plateauing. So if you can feel yourself like you're about to get to the limit of a maximum jump height, or if we're doing the RDL triple extension, for example, and we know that we're not going to be able to lift heavier the next week, we must change the exercise to keep the trick in the brain to allow us to get more recruitment and more power through the jump. The second thing is the rest periods. You have to make sure when we are training for jumping power, it is not conditioning. You need at least 2 minutes to 6 minutes even for the more advanced guys between your sets for your vertical leap. So remember, you're not looking for fatigue here, you're looking for a max output or ability to train the nervous system.